So I went ahead and tried to make a motorized bike flamethrower. Now it's kind of tricky given the coil design. It's a lot more difficult than a car, but I'll kind of go over where I'm at thus far. I've got to pop a few little flames here and there, but nothing like a car flamethrower yet, so you know, it might happen, it might not, but basically it's really simple to set up. I had an extra coil here, and I simply just ran the engine wires up here to this 3-point switch. This is power to nothing. This is power to the exhaust coil, and that is the spark plug on top here, the actual ignition coil. So how it's wired up is I come straight out of the connector where I have the kill switch hooked into, and that ties into here. So the kill switch and the ignition coil are tied in together, and they come up here to the front, so when the toggle switch is pulled back, it's running the motor. And where it's getting its power from is simply just the two coming from the engine. They come right up here into the center of the switch, giving power to the switch. So, and then finally the exhaust coil, obviously it comes up here to this position here. So when the switch is flipped like this, it's firing on the exhaust coil. So we'll give it a run here and see if we can pop any flames. It's not likely. I got to be running it pretty rich, so I'm thinking I'm going to do a little bit more exhaust tuning. And what I did with the exhaust, I guess, is I found a nut that went onto a spark plug, and I drilled a hole out in this exhaust tube and put a little sheet metal screw through my exhaust and this tubing here. It's already a pretty tight fit, but that was just so it didn't fall off when I was riding. But then anyway, I drilled a hole and kind of sunk that nut down in there and welded it in. Not that big a deal, I guess. And then again, I have the spark plug tapped into it. So, and I got a few more holes drilled inside my baffling, but what I'm thinking is there's just too much baffling and not enough fuel flowing through these two strokes. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and light it off and see if we can see anything. But it really starts pretty easy still. The kill switch still works, and this actually works as a kill too if I put it in the middle. But you know, it makes it so you don't lose your kill switch up top. So we'll get it running here. So we got it running here. So didn't get nothing there. It's pretty hard to do it. I need two hands where I can hold the throttle wide open and then flip my switch, but it's pretty tricky. But that's kind of the technique I figured out how to get it to pop some flames. Just a little bit of a pop, pop, pop. That's all I've ever really got out of it. Not a good flame like a car. So like I said, more exhaust tuning with that. Okay, my final take here before I go ahead and start adjusting stuff around is that I can get it to pop a little bit of flame if I set it dead rich. I'm going about 25 miles an hour, and I kill the motor and keep the bike momentum going. Then after a few seconds, it'll kind of do a little pop, 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 and you can kind of hear it. It's like a bat cackle noise almost, and you can see it down right by my foot. But I mean, nothing too substantial. It's pretty disappointing compared to a car, but I figured I'd try. You know, it can't hurt these two strokes because with a gas motor running a flamethrower, you can wash the cylinder walls with gas, but the gas in these two-strokes is the same thing that lubricates them, so you can't really do any damage to them doing this. But hopefully someone figures something out where they can use just their fuel in their ignition instead of having to add fuel spray into it or anything. That'd be really cool. But anyway, this was my attempt at a motorized bike flamethrower.